Hi, and welcome to When Jesus Comes to Deer Camp. The title of this message is Pushing Too Hard, or Trying to Make It Happen. This is something I'm often guilty of. I tend to be very, aggressive when it comes to something I want or something I think that's supposed to happen, or kind of any mission or task that's given to me. Is I will push really, really hard to get it done, and to the point of sometimes not considering the best way to get it done, or in this case, the best time to get it done. So I was out last night, and unfortunately I did not get much video. It was a cold night, cold and windy. But I did see some activity. Actually saw a coyote walking in, and I saw a doe later on. And about 15 minutes before dark, I had a doe come to my right side, which is not the best side, but I was able to stand up and turn around, so I had a kind of a good angle on it. She was probably 40-ish yards away, and came up, never even heard her, came up, went right past me, and I'm like, well, that's that. But then she stopped, and she actually turned around and started backtracking and coming right back. And I got to full draw, and I had her about 40 yards, and then she got behind some trees, and then came in probably close to 35 yards. And I had an open shot, or I thought I had an open shot, and I took it. And was pretty sure I missed just from her reaction and how she ran off. And so I went ahead and waited. It got dark. I went to look for my arrow and look for any blood, and there was none. But just in case, I went out this morning. I skipped hunting this morning, and Rachel and I went out, and ended up finding the arrow, no blood at all. And then when we looked at it in the daylight, when I could see clearly, there was trees in the way. There was no way that I should have ever made that shot. It was not in one of my set lanes. I knew it was not one of my set lanes. And actually, when I looked in the daylight and saw where the arrow was and where she was walking, there was a really, really good chance that she was going to walk right into me and give me the absolute appropriate shot I should have taken. But I rushed it. And I will say that I am guilty of doing this often in my life too. When I think that God has a plan or has a mission for me or something to do, very often I won't take the time to pray on how to do it or when to do it. I will just start doing it, and I will rely on my own ability and my own drive and my own desire to get these things done. And one thing that I continue to have to pray on and think a lot about is praying on listening and sitting still and waiting for God's time to get it done. I may think I have an opportunity, but it turns out there may be obstacles I don't see. And especially you consider if you're witnessing to someone. It's really easy to jump at the first chance to witness to someone, but sometimes there's work God has to do in their heart first, and there's things we don't know. You never know what's going on in a person's head and maybe the context of where they're at. And so there may be a time when a certain style of, very straightforward witnessing might not be the best. It might be best just to show your light and do it quietly and wait for God's opportunity when they, the other person's heart is in the right place and they are ready and be receptive. So I guess that's my learning is don't rush the shot. Be aware that there could be unseen obstacles in the way, and you'll know when it is really the right time. And you'll only know if it's really the right time if you wait and listen and be patient. Now, the risk of that is always waiting and letting everything pass you by. And so you've got to have, patience and faith to believe that that's not going to happen, that God's going to show you the right time, the right way. All right, well, I'm going to hit it back out tonight. We got some actual snow. I think it's just a little bit of snow, but it should be rut, and I'm really excited to see if the deer are moving. And luckily I did have a clean miss, so I don't have a wounded animal out in the woods, so thank God for that. So I hopefully will get some more video, and we will see you soon. Thank you.